Okay, hey everybody. Today we are going to make how to make your own special book of wishes and prayers. It could be like a journal, or you can write a story, you can write whatever you want to, but I just today thought wishes and prayers would be fun. So here is your list of things that we may use. You don't have to have all of them. Things you have to have are the paper, probably the scissors and tape, and you can just kind of go watch me do that, and then you can gather your own stuff. Okay, so let's get started. Here's some examples of two that I made yesterday to get ready for this. This is I wish, it's my I wish book. And I decorated the cover and put some, this one has a cover. So this is the beginning, has a little pocket in it. I'll show you how to do that. And love you just the way you are. Because this one I started writing, I said, I wish I could be just a little taller, because I'm really short. So yeah. I wish I could blink my eyes and be next to someone I miss. So it's super easy. Anything you wish, you don't have to show it to anybody else. You could just kind of keep it for yourself. And this one is for prayers. This one doesn't have a cover, but I like the way I found a cool way to bind this with a stick and rubber bands. And I thought that was really pretty. So this one, is for prayers. And they can, again, you can keep them all to yourself, or you can share them with each other or all of us, or whatever you want to do. So there's our examples. Today I'm going to use copy paper. I had some drawing paper, and so you could make a big one if you wanted to, and then you could draw, so you could do whatever you wanted to. But I figured not everybody has drawing paper at home. But we do pretty much all have, you could use notebook paper too, because who cares about the lines? The lines don't matter. So here's a piece of copy paper. You can fold it this way in half, and then you would have a book this shape, okay? Kind of more close to this shape right here, okay? The other thing, what I thought would be kind of fun this time, is to fold it the other way and kind of have a small book, because honestly, small books are just as much fun, and sometimes even more fun. So the way I like to get my paper nice is I fold it like that, and I use my fingernail to run along the edge, fold it back and forth. You've seen me do it a couple of times now. One more time, just like that, and then I tear it, because I kind of see these edges, and they look kind of deckled. And I know that's different from the other edge, so you may not like that. So then you could just cut it along this edge, okay? But me, I kind of like this not so even edge, so I'm gonna use that. And I'm even gonna switch them back and forth. So like this is the uncut edge and this is the edge. So I'm just gonna do that. So fast forward, I did some of these yesterday to get ready, and then I fold it together just like this. Do that burnishing again with my finger, and then look, I've already got a cool kind of book. So there are a couple of ways that you can do this. I don't know how many people have a hole punch, but I'll tell you what, I'm gonna split this. Anyway, so you could do it a couple of ways. You can staple these two edges, or you could do the hole punch and the stick. When you don't even have to use a stick, you could use a chopstick. You could use a pencil, just anything to go through that rubber band. But I think today we're gonna, and all you would do was stick the rubber band through the through the 2 holes. You do the hole punch, do the 2 holes, stick the rubber band through, and run that, whatever you use, the stick or the pencil, right through there, okay? And you would just pick a stick that was about the size of your paper, all right? And what I did too was I put them in separately because I found that it was easier to punch holes, and I'll show that to you later. Okay, this way what I'm doing is we're gonna staple them. And so I got my handy dandy stapler here, and if you look, well shoot, it didn't go through, did it? Tell you what, I am gonna split this. If you wanted a thick one, all I would do would be to staple 2 together. So that's what we're gonna do. And what I'm trying to do is if you can see, keep the stapled part not, you know, kind of closer to the edge, but not so close that it falls off, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we've got these 2, and we've got just enough so that the back of the staple actually closes, okay? So now we're gonna take a piece of tape, and I'm using duct tape. You could use packing tape, but for this part I'm going to use duct tape, and I'm going to see about that close, see about that length, and then for right now I'm going to split it in half. And it's kind of cool the way duct tape tears, because it's kind of hard to cut. If you've ever tried to cut it, it's kind of hard to cut. Okay, so see how I went a little bit too far? Now I'm going to cut that so they'll be nice and even, okay? And so you see how I've got these real nice and tight together, and I'm going to fold them. Okay. So now see how we've got that middle? That's okay, no big deal. We'll figure that out in a minute. So what I did, you could even, for that middle part, if it was bugging you, you could take a piece of tape like this and tape it, because I don't love those staples. Do you know what I mean? They kind of get scratchy. So there we go. Got the middle right there. Now that may bother some people. And if it does, then the answer to that would be to do each fold separately. So you could do that too. So let me show you how to make the cover. We all get things pretty much from Amazon, or you could use a cereal box. You could use any kind of granola box cover. It doesn't have to be as thick as this, and it actually might be a lot easier to not use it quite this thick. So see how I've got some space around. Do I want it space around? I think I'm gonna make it a little bigger than what I need. So I'm looking at this, and I want it even right here. So I'm gonna get my ruler to right there. And I'll mark it with one of my pencils, that line. And I'll cut it. So I'm gonna use one of these. You can always use scissors. Usually it's easier to use this with a ruler, because I tend to make squiggly lines with these. Okay. If you don't have an X-Acto knife, you can always, now if you're watching this and you're of a certain age, you know who you are, maybe, don't Don't be getting a knife out without your mom and dad, okay? Ask them to cut this cardboard for you, okay? And they can use scissors too, you know? So then to make it even, I'm gonna use the first side for a template. And I'll go ahead and cut it again. One more little cut, looks like. And there we go, okay? And so now we've got a book. And we'll have this for the cover, these for the pages, okay? So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, do I want this on the cover or do I want it on the inside? I think I'll have the outside cover plain, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is take another piece of my duct tape, and this time I'm not going to cut it in half or strip it in half, okay? So see how I've got that, okay? I'm gonna fold it over and hope it's even. I tend to not get things very even. Fold it back over. That's looking pretty good, isn't it? But, daggum. So now, we have to make sure that it's inside, I mean, you know, that this stays inside. And the way that I figured out how to do that is I'm just gonna use a little bit longer. And here's the thing about this. So I want everybody to know that you can do this however you want to do it. If you figure out a better way to do this, which as we make things, we all know we get better, you know, at figuring out the different problems. That's what art's all about, isn't it? So I just figured out that you can't have the whole thing. You gotta, y'all probably already knew that. Say hello, you can't have it too long. Hang on. Y'all probably were watching me do that. Say, oh, that's not gonna work. Oh. Duct tape is very sticky, isn't it? All right, so now I'm gonna do that again. Now I've got it. I'm thinking I'm about to run into some more problems. What do y'all think? Because why is that not working? Well, I'm just gonna do it like this. Oh, you know why? Because I forgot to score it. No, I did it on this one. I'm gonna have to do this all again. Tell you what I'm gonna do. Sometimes you have to score it, but we'll see how that goes. I don't like that. Okay, we're gonna let it go like that. I don't like that. All right, so this is how I work. You know, this is how I paint. This is how I work. I just figure it out as I go. So let's try this again. a whole one. I may be making the same mistake twice. Would I be? All right, let's see if that worked. I think that's much better. Yes. Okay, so here's what I just learned. After doing this, you know, I can't even tell you how many times I've done this. But what I just learned is this part has to butt up against, you know, the end. You can't scooch it in, okay? So just do that. Has to butt up against the edge, all right? And then you're good. Good as gold. Right as rain. I like it, okay? So, you can't mess it up. And even if it's wrinkly right there, that's fine. You can put it at the, oh, look what I did. There we go again. So, I was gonna do like both sides plain. But that's okay, we'll just go with it because that's again what art's all about, is figuring, okay, I'm right here, so how can I make this look like I meant for it to be this way? All right, so this is what I'm gonna do is I've got, like, I found this old atlas in some stuff. Y'all might have an old map, or you might have some construction paper. I've got construction paper. You might have an old storybook. You might have whatever, an old magazine, You could use a magazine. I'm gonna use this mat for the cover of this book. All right. So I'm gonna take this, make it a little bigger, okay? Bigger. Okay. And I'm thinking this doesn't have to be super complicated. You can do this however you want to do it. I've got some of this painting tape. I like the blue, so I'm going to use blue painting tape. Okay. So I'm folding. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm folding the edge like that, okay? Folding this edge over. Trimming those edges. All right, ready? I'm gonna go right here. And since I've already done this, here's the thing. I learned that this, see how this, if you fold this over, that's fine. You can just fold it over like that and it would be fine. But then when you fold this, oh, well, that looks good. So you could just fold this under just a little bit, kind of like a present. Did you see how I did that? Folded that under just a little bit like that. And then use the tape. So I think what I'm trying to say is you can change this any way you want to change it. You can make it anything you want it to be. Okay, so then there's my cover. Isn't that fun? Yeah. And you could do the same thing on the back. And then if you wanted to kind of make it look like it's been down. I think, you know, there's so many cool colors of duct tape now. A bunch of y'all may have cool colors of duct tape. I just have the silver kind. I would love to see if you put in the comments, if you would show me your books, if you do them. I would love to see what you guys do with this little project. Oh, didn't need that, did I? So we could do the back. So I want to show you how I made that pocket, okay? You can do it any number of ways. You can cut. I have a bunch of these paint chips from the paint store. Aren't those cool? And I love these things. I'm all the time using them for stuff. But today you could also use a piece of construction paper, a piece of notebook paper, a piece of any kind of paper. You could use an envelope if you wanted to, okay? So here's this. I think I'm gonna fold it like that. Okay, so did you see what I just did? I folded it in half. And really, you don't even have to do that, but I thought this would make it a little easier. And this time I'm gonna use this tape just because it was sitting right here. And so what I'm gonna do, all right, I tape this. This is that packing tape that you use for all kinds of packing stuff. If you're gonna ship it. Or if you're moving, I move a lot. So hopefully we won't be moving anymore. Well, that one's too long. So you see what I'm doing? I taped these edges, okay? Now I'm gonna do the two sides. And you know what? You probably didn't even have to do it that way, but if you figure out a better way, you can tell me. All right, so see, here's your pocket. You can do it just like that. You can put your own note right here, or a secret something, okay? So this is our book so far. All right, and if you turn it, I'm trying to do things. I think it's so fine if the pocket's in the back. I mean, there you go. Pocket's in the back on this book. If I turned it upside down, look at this. Look at this, y'all. If I turn it upside down, this whole thing could be the pocket, which I like that even better. Thank God. It's good to be adjustable, isn't it? Or not adjustable, but adaptable. Okay. So, works just as well upside down. So here we go. You got your book. Now, if you wanted to do the same thing on the back, you totally could, but we won't take up all that time. Okay, so that's that way of, and this is called binding, is when you stick all the pages together and you figure out a way to make it, make a cover for it, okay? So, and I did want to show you real quick how to make the binding for this one, okay? In fact, let's do this. So what I did was I used my hole punch, about like that, okay? And then so that they would all be pretty even, I used that for a template. So I took my pencil, made a little circle inside the circles. Do you see that? Then made the thing. Okay. We'll do one more. Okay. Template. Okay. And that's just so we have, and I just found out yesterday that if you instead of tucking the pages in like this, I found that it was a little easier to do it by stacking them, okay? Now, we're gonna take a rubber band. I'll just take this one off and show you. Okay, we'll take a rubber band like this, and then we'll use, I'm going to use this pencil, okay? And you kind of fold the rubber band like that, and you stick it through, do you see that? Stick it through the hole, okay? Stick the pencil through the rubber band, and then take the other end kind of hard getting. Okay, now remember, we've got to get that end, stick it through here, you see that? And then we've got our another way to keep those pages together. I like that way. I think it's really kind of cool. The you could make another you could make a cover for this just like we made for this, only the difference would be you would put a hole in the cardboard or the cereal box card. I might not use a box, like a cardboard box, so much as I would use maybe a cereal box cover. So it'd be maybe not quite so thick as the other one, but let's look. It works, so you could totally do it, okay? It would work. So that is our activity for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see what I come up with tomorrow. We may do something fun with these. We may do a drawing. Y'all just let me know in the comments what you want to do, okay? I would love it if somebody would write a story in a book and then show it to me. If, you know, put a video, read your book, or if you would just put pictures in the comments and let me know what you did. I would love to see what you're doing. All right? Have a great rest of the day. Have fun making your wish and prayer books and storybooks and journals. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.